Hey guys, so today I'm gonna be looking at women reveal the craziest man they've ever dated. So yeah, let's just get right into the video. Tried to force me to choose between him and many activities that I enjoyed. Super controlling behavior. I tried to break up with him like an adult. He reacted by pretending I wasn't breaking up with him, then escalating to telling me that he was going to take the truck we owned together and my dog and leave me in another state. I switched into survival mode, pretended I wasn't serious about breaking up, and started looking for a new way out. He escalated again by reading my emails and telling me which friends I could see and when and what I could use our truck for. Thank goodness for my friends and Google incognito mode. I left while he was at work and called him from a rest stop 2 hours away to tell him we were done. That honestly sounds so scary. Like, fearing for your life just because you want to break up with someone. People can go crazy sometimes when you break up with them, okay? But yeah, I do feel like she was very smart to observe the situation and what's happening, and she realized what's best was for them to not break up yet because you don't know, he might be crazy, you know. So she was like, just kidding, I'm not breaking up with you, I love you. And then she just leaves without him suspecting, you know. I tried to break up with my high school boyfriend of 3 years 4 times before it finally stuck. Whenever I tried, he told me against walls and tell me I wasn't allowed to leave him. The last time, I broke up with him over text because I feared for my life. I was trying to avoid that, but it had to be done. His mum called me saying that I needed to get over there and say sorry. I hung up on her and never spoke to him again. Oh, did I mention I kept trying to dump him because he had a whole other girlfriend of like 6 months? He sounds so crazy. Yes, I would leave as soon as possible. And I feel like it's smart if you know that person is violent to break up with text. What the heck is wrong with the mom? What?
Say sorry to my son even though he cheated on you. Say sorry.
His lies gradually unraveled over time. By the time I got the courage to dump him, it had come out that he had been unemployed for 3 years, was still divorcing his wife, who was also his only relationship ever, who he had been abusive towards and had restraining orders against him. When I broke up with him, he called me every name in the book, then proposed. What? What?
I hate you.
But I love you when you marry me.
What's going on? He would leave sobbing voicemails from different throwaway numbers, accuse me of turning him into an alcoholic, and still occasionally pops up as having viewed any social media accounts, despite our relationship having been just a few months several years ago. His next ex wound up calling me for advice when he gave her the same treatment. Leave. That's what you gotta do. Leave. I only kissed him and he went all the way off the deep end. He memorized my class schedule and my general walking route so he could catch me in the halls between classes. Then one day I noticed he's on the same bus as me. I'd never seen him on the bus before. That is so creepy. What? Like everywhere you go, you just see him. Oh, that is creepy. It was very obvious that he was following me home since I walked through a large empty field to get from my bus to my house. After that day, I frequently saw him walking past my house or wandering through the neighborhood. I stopped going on runs or walking by myself. I was only 14, so I couldn't drive. 14, I took the bus everywhere, so this guy put me under house arrest. I was afraid to be home alone, but I also didn't have the ability to go anywhere without my parents. Eventually, I told my dad what was going on, and he started standing outside and stopped the kid stalking me and told him if he ever saw him near our house again, he would be calling the police. Despite being the nicest guy in the world, my dad can look really scary. Yes, protect your daughter. Eventually, my stalker switched to another girl in our school, then another. After sophomore year, he had apparently moved. It just gave me goosebumps when she was like, and I saw him on the bus. I woke up and he was just completely pissed off. I had no idea why. He told me he was talking to me while I was sleeping and I rolled over so that I wasn't facing him. Apparently that infuriated him. He was a terrible person. That relationship only lasted about 5 months. It was a nightmare. I am scared for you. I am scared for these women, honestly. She was sleeping and she just rolled over and he was like, how dare you not listen to me? That's kind of crazy. We got married, had 2 kids, then he flipped and showed how possessive and controlling and angry he really is. We broke up and then he kicked me out and turned his anger from me to them. Not the kids. Now I have our kids and he has supervised visits. And I have a wonderful boyfriend that the kids adore. I got my confidence and emotional stability back. Good on you, girl. Good on you. Don't let someone like this bring you down, okay? It's always the scariest when someone changes after marriage. Like, you trust them so much and then you love them. That's why you marry them. And then they suddenly change after marriage. That's the worst. There was one guy who I only dated twice. He had already picked out kids' names. No. When you guys haven't been talking about kids yet and he's like, you know, I'm gonna name our kids. Nah. The next was an Italian exchange student who I was just friendly to because he appeared so lonely. One cup of tea led to a huge sheet of paper with love declarations. And I saw him following me about the city, so I had the campus warden talk to him. Definitely dodged two crazy guys. I agree. Guys who go too ahead of themselves are kind of a red flag. You know, like when you guys are just on the first date and he's already talking about marriage. Yeah, no. I didn't even sleep with him. I took him home, but he freaked me out, so I asked him to leave. He sent me a barrage of texts and called me constantly for 2 months. He turned up outside my house at 3 a.m. and told me to come out or he'd come in, acting like we're dating, which we had never. He eventually went away, but I learned he just moved on to bothering another girl in town. They just don't stop. You know? They would bother and bother and bother and bother. Why aren't they doing anything productive? Huh? Why you gotta go after someone who doesn't like you? He broke up with me, and a few months later I was staying over at a friend's. I was doing dishes in the kitchen and my friend's brother was also in the kitchen cooking. He had his shirt off, but that was how he usually walked around the house. My ex called me to ask what I was doing. I told him it was none of his business. He asked me why I was in the kitchen with my friend's brother with his shirt off. Turns out he had followed me to my friend's house and was across the street, looking through binoculars into the kitchen window. He threatened to come into the house, but he didn't have the balls. It was still creepy though. Looking back, wish I would have grabbed my friend's brother and made out with him in front of the window. What the heck? Binoculars? Seriously, binoculars? He's just like zooming in. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Now I'm just wondering, I wonder if anyone has ever bought a house just to stalk someone across the street, you know, just so they can spy on them every single day. Because reading these stories, I feel like that could actually happen. Was supposed to be a one-night stand, no commitment, exactly what I was after. Next morning, he starts talking relationship and how this is so much more and how we were just so sexually compatible. Nope, the sex sucked. And in daylight, I could see he hasn't cleaned his house in years. Oh my gosh, she was like, no way am I staying with you. The sex life ain't gonna be good. He kept after me for a week, wanting to tell people we were together, that we're a couple. And then he said he was devastated when I had to get blunt with him because not interested in a relationship isn't blunt enough, and tell him that there was a 0 chance ever. He hasn't talked to me since, which I'm quite alright with. He seems to think we've suddenly gotten divorced and is playing the victim card to our friends. When you guys aren't even together, but the guy is like, I can't believe she cheated on me. Now we're getting a divorce. What's going on? This guy is like playing an entire movie in his head. Well, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me in the comments down below what your thoughts are. And as always, thanks for watching. Hope you guys liked it. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye!